And I'm delighted to be able to table Aontú's second private member's bill in this House. This is a significant motion. It is one of the biggest reforms of the presidential election and Áras Nuachtaráin in the history of the state, and it tackles three areas of real importance at the moment. First of all, this motion tackles the shocking democratic deficit in the presidential election that we're all witnessing at the moment. So many people are angry at the presidential election farce that is unfolding and frustrated at being locked out of the presidential election campaign. If implemented, this reform would open up the presidential election nomination process to ensure that a larger number of candidates, more representative of the people, would be able to participate in an election campaign. If you look at opinion polls at the moment, 49% of voters say they don't feel that they are represented by the current presidential election candidates. 55% of voters believe that the Constitution should be changed to make the nomination process easier. One of the polls showed that Maria Steen would have achieved 22% of the actual vote in the election, and yet she has not been allowed onto that ballot. Now, that should be a wake-up call for the political establishment. The political establishment should be shocked that people are disengaging from the political process to such a level. We look for a referendum to be held within 3 years to amend the Constitution to reduce the Oireachtas threshold to 14 members, to reduce the council thresholds from 4 councils to 3, to create another pathway to nomination which would allow for 110 councillors across the country to sign a nomination paper. We're looking to give the right to vote to Irish citizens north and south. We're looking for equality between Irish citizens north and south. Now, incredibly, an Irish citizen in the north can stand for president. They can campaign in that presidential election. They can win the presidential election. They can be the president of this country, but they can't vote in the presidential election. Now, that is an incredible disparity in any single democracy that functions in the world. A person in the north of Ireland is an Irish citizen, is an Irish passport holder. He or she is recognised as such by the Good Friday Agreement, but they're still not allowed to vote in a presidential election. In effect, that means we have a two-tier citizenship in relation to this country, and it's undemocratic. Every single political party has said openly that they support the Aontú proposal to give citizens in the north of Ireland the right to vote. The other aspects that this particular motion seeks to achieve, which again is really, really important, is the issue of transparency. Now, incredibly, Áras Nuachtaráin and the Office of the President are one of the few public offices in this country that are not subject to the Freedom of Information Act. Our motion would make sure that that would be introduced in legislation within 16 months.